And
okay, so let's get started. How do you start? Pull your hair back. That's number one. I got this really great looking hat from the Timoniac Fairgrounds, actually, from a train show 25 years ago. We're going to start with the clown white, the same one that Marianne's picture is on. It's the same one as this. See? Clown white.
yes.
Okay. How do we use it? Always take a fresh stick. Dig some out. If you try to put this on by not doing this, it won't go on at all. You'll never get it on. So you get some on the stick. Put it in the palm of your hand. Another essential part, because this stuff, right now it's like 3 degrees out. And it gets very, very thick.
Good idea. Don't leave it.
Don't leave it outside. Okay, so you put it in your palm of your hand. Now there's lots of ways to do it. You can use your fingers, which I'm going to use right now. And I'm going to try to make some of the mistakes so that you can see what not to do. Always start from the top down. And in me, I'm right-handed, so I go left to right. So right-handed, in other words, non-dominant to right is which is dominant side.
So for taking notes, you want to write down first is warm it up in your hand. It's really important for that because this stuff is thick. It's a lot thicker than what you're used to using. And
it goes right over your eyebrows. You don't have to worry about that.
If you think you're going to take a sponge and like dip it into the clown white, no, it's not going to happen. So yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So take it out, put it in the palm of your hand, really warm it up, mix it around, put it on your face, and you'll see it's going to take some time for Steve to get it all smoothed out.
But, and that's the but, it's like Steve Bauer doesn't get invited to cool places, but the jokesters do. So, like I said, 8, 9 times at the White House. It's always fun to go there. I could never be president because it'd be a cut in pay and move to a bad neighborhood. So I'm trying to make all these streaky mistakes for you. That's another thing.
Yeah.
You get it all around your mouth, and you'll open your teeth and go, oh God, my teeth look terrible and all brown and green. It's only because of the what's next to it, the really white color, okay? So don't freak out. Your teeth aren't going to fall out and rot. Unless you want them to. Then you just keep smoking crack. Keep doing it, people.
Yes. You've got a beard, so you might want to do like a tramp.
Okay.
You
Unless
know,
you shave.
I'm gonna shave it next
If you're going to shave, so that's another thing. With white face clowns, no facial hair.
Yeah.
That's just a no-no. Yeah, this is the way it is. Although I have seen clowns we used to work with.
I've actually had to do makeup on. I
Yeah.
did this. It was like a Canon camera shot in Los Angeles when we lived there.
Right.
And so this guy said, oh, I want to do a white face. And I was looking at him going, oh, he's going to look terrible because he's got a big old black beard. And the guy was really old, too, like 50 or something. So I started to do his makeup, and I was like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. The guy wants me to do it. If they're buying, I'm flying. So I did his makeup, and then he said to me afterwards, because he didn't know anything about makeup, oh, can you help me get out of makeup? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So I start to take his makeup off, and I get down to about here, and there's this green something coming out of his mouth. He says, wait a minute. And he goes to spit in the sink. He was chewing tobacco. Oh, man, some people have no couth, okay? So, anyway, now, you've seen all the streaks. See the unevenness and the streakiness?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
I can see your pores.
Can you see it all? How gross it looks?
No, it's
Look at me, kid. That's a greaser, okay? Don't do that. Okay, now, listen to me very carefully. Listen, listen, listen. I put some in my palm with my sponge, okay? Listen,
Next step.
listen. Listen to this. See if you can listen and hear. Did you hear that?
Yes.
And look what it does to the makeup. Look at it's called patting down.
So
Now
put
that's
that
not
down, patting down.
that's not me
Next step.
slapping myself silly. That's this makeup and this makeup going. Okay? So you can do this and it doesn't hurt, except when you're hungover. That's a no-no when you're
It does
hungover.
hurt your head, yeah. This is true. All right, so you put it on. Now you're patting down. This is to smooth it out.
Now,
You want to get that
a
beautiful finish.
couple of places that I can't get to with the palm of my hand. I can go in with a sponge. Marianne uses her fingers. There is no wrong answer on this one, okay? Whatever works for you. Your fingers, believe it or not, are built in to get into your own nooks and crannies in your own head. And like I said last week, I explained the difference between a nook and a cranny so that you'll know what that is. I like this because look how nice and even. See, it's not as scary, right?
Looks better.
It's coming. Again, it takes a little bit of
Yeah.
time
See
and
how that
patience.
stuck to his face? That's how thick it is. Seriously. Now here's the thing: when you apply this, you have to put on not too much and not too little. Because if you put on really thin, you're going to see your skin showing through. You want it to be white, but you don't want it to be so thick that it gets like little peaks. You know what I'm talking about? Like stucco. That's way too much. So just work at it. You'll get the right amount because you're going to powder this, and if you have too much makeup on there, I don't care how much powder you put on, you're still going to have like way too much makeup on. Yes.
Is it difficult to get out of hair? Like eyebrow hairs and stuff like that? Or is it fine?
No,
It comes
you mean
out.
when you take it off?
Yeah.
No. No. And it will get in your hair, like up here. It's not a big deal. You can get in the shower and shampoo it out. It's fine. Yeah. Like I said, it all comes off with baby shampoo if you want to, but you do need to remove it with some oil-based remover, like the Neutrogena wipes or baby oil works well, Vaseline, anything, like that. Steve always says olive oil, but I've never used that.
That's too
don't think I
expensive.
would. I mean, unless you really didn't have anything else, probably would work.
Now, a note about the Neutrogena wipes that we use to take our makeup off. I like these a lot. And I learned this from my TA one year, and he was right. Before that, we used to use this stuff around our eyes called Vaseline, and we would cut out around our eyes. And then
Yeah.
we would use Car Mechanic's gunk. Do you know what that is? Like
Yeah.
Car Mechanic works on a car all day, and then at the
Orange.
end of the day, yellow Gojo gunk. Do not get the stuff with pumice, okay? You'll scratch your face off.
Yes.
And I can tell you this for 25 years, you only get one little bit in one eye one time because it burns the hell out of your eyes, okay? So
Oh my God.
trust me, you don't want that in your eyes.
We want to, the Gojo.
Uh-huh, and you
really
never do it
does
again.
remove it pretty well, but now that we have Neutrogena wipes, why? I don't need it.
Yeah, like,
So much better.
is it bad for your skin? I feel like
It's
Uh-uh.
not. I mean, we use
It has
It
lanolin.
has lanolin in it and everything.
Now,
I used it for years, but don't get it in your eyes. That's the biggest,
that
caution I can
being
give
said,
you.
But the wipes do work, right?
oh yeah. Again, don't
Oh, yeah.
wipe them. You let the chemicals do the work, like I showed you.
Yeah. Now, this is where you do need to take a lot of time. Like Steve is really working to get that foundation beautiful, like a matte finish, because you will see the difference. And you go over your lips with the white or not? See,
Well, I will discuss what I do and
Yes.
color-wise in a minute when I
Right.
get to it.
I usually go over top of my lips with the white.
Okay, now we have a nice matte finish. It's so fun. Couple of things. I highly recommend you wear it home next week because it's just fun.
Oh my God, yeah.
If you are going home next week and you see a car kind of paralleling you and you look over, there will be a child in the back seat waving to the clown. You will not flip them off, okay? You will behave yourself and wave to them, otherwise they will never leave you alone. But once you wave to them, you have acknowledged that child and they will go on their merry way, okay?
It's
I
so
guarantee
true.
it.
It's so true.
Guaranteed
Mommy,
story.
slow down. I want to see the clown.
Yeah.
They will. They keep paralleling you the whole way and waving. And yes, we go to our gigs in makeup and costume. So we're always in our car in full makeup and costume, and people are always waving at us. And because you can't go to a gig, you don't know if they're gonna have a place for you to get into makeup and costume. The way we powder, oh my God, it's a mess. So It's just better
Okay.
to go.
Now, a couple of things about the next step. You can see I put the white face on all over. If you look at this picture, either this one or this one, I can put black over this clown white. You can't put colors, no blues, no reds, no nothing over this white because it turns it like a pink. Okay? So in order to get that real red color, and by the way, these two photographs are not photoshopped, and neither is my face. Okay? So I will do that exact makeup today, and you will see the exact same thing. In order to, you will have to bring an old t-shirt. This happens to be one from our t-shirt giveaway from our television show in Los Angeles called Jokesters. What else? And I like to take the back end of one of my brushes, and I like to strip out where I'm going to put that red color.
Next step, strip out. Write that down.
Wherever you want colors.
You could also use, you know, the cloth diapers, which we used to use. I don't know if anybody has them around anymore. They work really well. They're really thin.
Disposable diapers, do not use them.
No, that doesn't work so good.
Used diapers, do not use them.
No, depends.
Okay.
It depends.
No depends.
T-shirt's really great. Everybody has
This
an old
t-shirt is
around,
great.
You know, it's perfect. So write that down. Bring an old T-shirt to strip out, and make sure you bring your terry cloth towel as well for wetting down. You will need to do that. Now we're showing you the dry method today. You've been doing the wet method where you put all your makeup on, you do your blending, and then you powder once. This is the dry method. You're going to powder twice with this. And this way you're going to get really nice, clean lines.
When we wet down, that's after you finish.
You'll see. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so I've stripped down where I want to put the colors. Now, if, like I said, the black I can go over. Let's say you guys design your clown and you want a really nice red tip nose, okay? Red on the tip. You find something, in this case it's the lid from the Spirit Gum Remover. Where's that camera? Okay. And then you go in before you powder and you make a perfect circle, okay? Don't reinvent the wheel on this. Make it easy, okay?
Right.
Seriously, find something that's right. If you want one on your cheek, same thing.
Right.
Look, perfect circles. Then strip all that out of there with a Q-tip, with your, like I said,
Right.
the same T-shirt.
Yeah, I like that.
It's silly, but I don't want it.
Character.
So-
I don't want it.
You just erase it. See?
Right.
Wet method.
At this point, you can. Your makeup's still, you know, movable at this point. Thing about this method is that it will stay on. I mean, in 100-degree weather, we've been at Disneyland performing, and you're sweating all day long. It stays on. You can go swimming.
Okay,
and
so
have
you guys know what
on
the next
swimming.
step is.
I'm not kidding. Kids are like,
Powder.
Why is your makeup not coming up? Staying on. Has everybody been powdering with the sock so far? Yeah? Okay, good. So everybody knows how to do it. This you're going to need to do even more powder than you normally do. I mean, you really got to get a lot on there. It's a lot.
I feel like nothing coming out of there.
Rebecca, it is coming out.
Is it?
Yeah. It was a lot.
I did it yesterday at rehearsal.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had to do makeup. I just like did this straight, and they're like, "Why are you using baby powder?"
I'll show you. Yeah. Is this for Sweeney Todd? Or
No,
for
this
somebody
is
else?
for the opera we're doing this weekend.
Oh, okay. And how was it? Did it stay on for
Yeah.
the whole show?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
good.
running around a lot and sweating.
And were people like, how come your makeup's staying on?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. You've learned something already. That's awesome.
Definitely.
Very good.
Okay.
Yay.
Next step. Add colors.
Right.
Now, I used to take these colors out of the kit, using the black and the red from the kit, and put them on one of those lamps over there. But they installed LEDs that don't give off heat anymore, so I actually put them in my pocket to warm them up. Because you need to warm it up a little bit.
You can microwave them, but I mean like 5 seconds. Don't put them in there for a
Don't
minute.
turn them out
They'll
to
be
be...
like soup. Yeah. So it's good to kind of warm up your your cream makeup. It'll go on a lot easier.
Let's see, what is my makeup on this? Oh, yeah.
Are you doing the
Okay.
big arched eyebrows?
Yeah. So,
Different.
the big arched eyebrows.
Right.
And this is just me and my brush.
Right. So at this point, Steve's got on the same white base as the jokester character and as
Give me
the
that mirror,
Timoniac
please.
character. But he's going to change up his
Thank
eyes.
you.
But techniques are the same, basically. Yeah.
Sometimes it...
And Steve's put the white over his eyebrows, which is great. That'll cover up your eyebrows pretty well. You know, you can go on top of them if you want to, which Steve does like above his eyebrow a little bit. I do right on top of mine. I use a pencil to draw in my eyebrows first, and then I fill it in with the black cream. Steve uses
I think
black
I'm going to
cream,
use this mirror. Oh,
you know, for both of them under his eyes. I like to use the pencil under my eyes as well.
What's the thing where you like use a glue stick on your eyebrow?
Oh yeah, you can do that if you really want to like obliterate your eyebrows. You can.
it's
do
not
that.
necessary on
It's
Clown,
not
though.
necessarily with Con White. If you're doing another character, more like flesh tone stuff, you really need to.
Okay.
You might need to block them out.
That
But
makes
in your book, there's a whole couple pages about blocking out your eyebrows. You can do it with soap. You can do, and we will show you that when we get to restoration. But if you need help with that for Clown, I'll show
Okay.
you next week. Yeah, you can use a glue stick. Bring in just a Elmer's glue stick. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and that works really well. You can use spirit gum,
Okay.
soap.
I have this Kryolan. It's literally eyebrow block out. If you
Right.
want to use it, I still have an entire tube because I
Okay.
can't figure out how to use it. So
Right, yeah, I think so too. They call it eyebrow
Yeah.
plastic, but it's
Yeah.
more like nose putty.
Yeah,
really.
it literally is.
It's
I'm
not
like,
plastic.
How do you like? It'll cover your eyebrows. I just don't understand like.
We'll
Yeah,
get to
I'll
it.
show you. I'll show you. It's a better way. Just
Yeah.
In
soap.
2 weeks.
Bar soap is really easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you wet it and you flatten out your eyebrows.
Okay.
It's cool. Yeah.
'Cause they did it for Magic Flu because they had like big, like
Yeah.
bushy
Right.
eyebrows,
Yeah.
but like it was like a natural skin tone.
Right. And that's what I feel like you really need to flatten them out to
Okay.
get. I mean, you don't have really super dark eyebrows, which is
Mhm.
great. Some people have bushy, really dark, and it's hard to flatten them out.
Okay.
Because they keep popping back up again, you know. So, all right. So Steve's doing the cream lac. But
Yeah.
if you're on stage,
I'm actually
you're not
making
gonna
that-
really see his eyebrows underneath, right? Too much.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, so I can't do over top my eyes. That's something that I can't do.
Black around
But-
the eyes is always scarier, and like Steve said, a black
Evil.
mouth. Yeah. Exactly. It's tough when you're doing like a black cream around your eyes like that. If you do on top, and you gotta remember, okay, so you're powdered, right? The white is all powdered. When you put something on top of here now, it's not movable. So if you make a mistake, you're pretty much stuck with it, right? So you gotta be real careful. Anytime you do any kind of color, Steve's got deep inset eyes. And so if you're gonna do a color or anything on top, remember it's gonna transfer onto the upper lid. So you either have to like put it on and then powder it before you move on. Just be conscious of that when you're designing your makeup, because a lot of people that happens to. And you can't really erase the white. I mean, I've had people go, I want to erase it, take it off, put some back on.
You cannot do
The
it.
patching shows. It's really, now from far away on stage, probably not going to see it. But if you're doing close-up work, you know, and you're working one-on-one with people, you see that. Like,
Okay.
it just leaves like a spot. So, I mean, the one thing that we found to correct that is we have an airbrush. You can go over top with airbrush, and that works really well. But if you're just doing the, the grease paint method, it's really tough to, very tough to patch it. So, my advice is, okay, you make this eyebrow really big, and you go over and correct the other one to try and match it. But sometimes you go, oh, now that one's too big, and then you make this one big, and now you get like these really big eyebrows on top of your head. So,
The way, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like you get bigger and bigger, and
Yeah.
you like just kind of know when to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you just have to go, okay, I made a mistake. It's your first time doing clowns. You know what I mean? We've done this thousands of times, putting on our faces. So you get really good at it. But and that's the thing about clowns. Ringling Brothers used to have a clown college, and they would get into makeup every day, and they would change their faces every day till they got a design that they really liked.
So, a friend of ours took us on the circus train one time,
Oh my God.
and
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, this is where I sleep in my car." There was, multiple people per car.
It's really
Do you
training.
see
It's hard.
this alcove right here?
Yeah.
You see this alcove? Take this one out and leave that one there. It's the length of somebody laying down.
Yeah.
And only half as high. That's what you have to live in on the train car.
Yeah. He's like, this
Yeah.
is my bed. I think he had a little tiny TV.
To get his makeup
there.
off, he had a bucket of cold water. And I thought, boy, this is lousy show business.
Yeah.
And of
They
course,
don't
you
get
do
paid much,
8
the
shows a
clowns.
day and all that fun stuff. So,
It's unbelievable.
yeah.
It's for the art. You gotta love it. You gotta
Yeah.
love it.
My motto is art for art's sake, money for Christ's sake. Because I gotta live, you know?
Money. Exactly. All right, so moving on to the red.
Yeah, it's fun to do. Of course, like Marianne says, we always drive to the gigs like this. I remember one time they said, "Come on down to the White House on such and such a day." I'm like, "Okay." And they said, "Take the metro." I'm like, "I don't think so." No.
And they told us, bring a picture
Bring a picture ID.
Yeah.
Well, anybody could be in that makeup, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
I said, we're coming in makeup and costume. And they go, yeah. I go, well, my license doesn't have my jokester, face on it. And I guess, okay. Hey, they let us in with all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Going to the White House is like going into the airport. It used to be, anyway.
Yeah, they had metal detectors.
They had a background check, but they had metal detectors, and
Right.
so when we walked in, I set off every metal detector in the place, and the guy's sitting there either reading a magazine or doing something, takes one look up and goes, "Oh, jokesters, go ahead." And I was like, cool.
President Bush is there anyway, so whatever. Yeah, they didn't care.
I,
Hey, let me tell you, if you get invited to the White House, I don't care who's the president, you go, okay?
Okay.
Seriously. It's a big deal, so,
Powdering number 2.
yes. So we have, like I said, we've worn this to swim in. We have actually slept in it. We took a red eye one time from LA. We worked at the LA Zoo, and then we had to get on a red eye to fly to Baltimore to do a press conference.
In makeup?
Early in the morning.
Yep.
We were still in makeup. We had no time to change. Now this is before 911 and all that, because I don't know if they would let you on the plane now in makeup and costume. I really doubt it. So. Yeah, we were insane. So we got on there like that, and we get on there, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun flight." I'm like, "Shut up! I've already worked. Go to bed. Not entertaining you guys on this airplane." So, can you imagine that? Getting somebody. I just get imagine seeing like a jokester getting on a plane. Whatever. So we had a layover in Chicago, and Steve's like, just repowdering because he sweat or whatever. He just repowder a little bit, and it's perfect. It looked great. The only thing, his beard was growing through a little bit, by the morning, and it was before HD, so who cares? You couldn't really see it. So we got on TV, did our press conference, and our makeup was still on. I mean, that's the way it should be. If you powder well enough, it will stay on.
The other thing,
Yeah.
we were hired to do this movie for the IRS in Washington, D.C.
Oh my God.
Living in L.A., so we flew in, and had I known it was for the IRS, I would have charged them triple.
Yeah.
So our thing is we used to go like into actually we powdered in the hotel. So I powdered just like here just now, and I look up, and as soon as I realized I was standing under a smoke alarm, I took 2 steps towards the phone, and it was already ringing. And it was the front desk saying, "Oh, Mr. Bauer, is there a fire on in your room?" I said, "No, it's just us and powder." And then I got to thinking one time, all this powder all over the floor. I wonder what maids and people think that we do in this room. Like,
What is going on?
I don't know what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wasted so much. What are they doing? That's why we powder the shower now, like at a hotel. If you have to be inside, go into the shower, and then it'll rinse off. And help
Okay,
Help your maid out.
Now, that's basic makeup, and
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask Marianne to
Is
help
it
me out
aging?
just because it's a lot faster.
I need
for
a
the-
clean brush.
I don't have a clean
A
brush.
dry brush. What do you got? Do you tell me anything about Six Flags? Well, it wasn't Six Flags Magic Mountain then. That was.
It was Six Flags down here in Washington.
What's the Six Flags?
near
Where is that? In Bowie?
Bowie.
You guys know where that is?
What?
Great America.
Great America? Is that the one by DC?
Yeah.
Are you gonna wet down?
I can.
I think you should wet down next. Okay, so here's the thing.
Hey, take
Andrew,
this.
or no, Erica.
Get
Thank
just
you.
a quarter of it with some warm water.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Warm water. Okay, so there's this place, and it was called.
What was it called? It was a water park. I can't
Yeah, it was a
remember
water
what it was
park
called.
years ago.
Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
so of course kids, they have like things that they want to ask you. So they said it was like 100 degrees when we were working there, and they said, "Can you get in the water with the kids?" And we said, "Well, sure." So we get in the water, and the kids are like, "Yeah," and so they go, "Okay, go underwater." So, we go underwater, and we come back up, and our makeup's perfect, and they go, "Wow, you are real." See, there's certain things that are magical, and clowns are one of them.
Here you go.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. I've got powder. I'm going to try to do 1/2 so you can see the colors come back on you. This is just a wet towel. I'm not smearing. I'm
Right, padding.
patting it down. See? Can you see the difference? That's
It
what
does.
you
It really
want.
brings
It
the
really
colors
brings
up.
the colors back up.
Here's the other thing. When you're doing this, definitely see where he's getting into there. Before you wet down, while you're powdering, make sure you really stretch your eyelids and powder, because that's where you will not get into. I guarantee it. And if it's still wet and you go to brush off thinking it's dry, you take all that color with you and then smear it down your face. You'll be really pissed off, I'm telling you. So get in there and make sure you touch like under your chin. Just actually go like that. You will see white come off. That means you need to go back and powder some more. Same thing around your nose. This is where you, like right in here and under your nose. You won't get powder, I guarantee it. So just a heads up for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So
now he's put
last
down.
week, Marianne showed you how to do the old age, and we said it also works for sickly people. It also works for demented clowns. So she's going to use this powder to create more of the demented Timoniac character,
Yeah, I mean, I could do
which
this.
is really ironic because Marianne wrote this whole script last year, and we used it in our Timonium Scaregrounds where, well, the whole premise of Timonium Scaregrounds is we're capturing teenagers, we're killing them, we're grinding them up, and making corn dogs out of them to sell back to the teenagers at the fair. Okay? So then last year, Marianne added this whole part that she wrote about how before we actually grind them up,
Close
we
your eyes.
take the teenagers,
Yeah.
we grab the important organs and sell them on the black market for organs, which is really ironic because
I know.
isn't that what
I'm
the
crazy.
ISIS people are trying to do now with those
They
Christians
are?
that they're saying they harvested the organs
Oh,
and they're selling them on the
no.
black
Oh, that's
market of the
awful.
Christians.
That's terrible.
Maybe they took your idea.
Oh God, yeah. It's terrible. Mine is fantasy, but hey, that's all comes out of the reality of what's going on in life. Yeah. It's pretty scary. I mean, there is a big human organ trafficking trade. Okay, so I'm just doing this, and like I said, I could do this while it was wet and do it with creams and blend it. But I'm doing the same kind of things you guys are gonna do. Nasolabial folds, turn this way. And it's just this dry powders Ben Nye makes, lots of people make. You can use nasolabial fold. But it's kind of a nice fast way of doing this. I like it, and it's kind of quick. You can do the shadow down the side of the nose really quickly. Blending it off, let's see. Yeah, so it gets to look, for some reason, a lot scarier. Let's see on this side. No yawning in class. Jeez. Okay. Gotta yawn internally. I don't know how you do that, but Steve hates it when I go over his eyes. I can't believe he's really tolerating this, so that's amazing. Okay, open up. Let me see what we got so far. All right. I think we need to go a little bit darker in the inside of your eyes just to look more creepy. Mm-hmm. Okay, what else do I need to do? I don't think I do. Do I do under here at all? Give you a little bit. Under here, yes, you're right. Looking at your picture. A little bit of that. Dusting off my brush so I can kind of blend it in. And of course, you're not going to powder this because it's powder. Because once it's on there, it stays pretty well.
Stays all night at Scaregrounds
Yeah.
in all kinds of weather.
Okay, look straight ahead. Yes, now
Now,
it's
isn't that
that's-
a little more evil?
Yes, definitely. Definitely more evil. Dr. Evil.
And that's just
All right,
a little
so let
bit
me
of
come around to the other
shading.
side. Yeah, just a little bit. All right. Side of the nose.
Nasolabial.
Mm-hmm. Two clowns are staring at you? Are you scared of clowns? Anybody in this class? You are? Yeah? What happened to you? Were you, like, scared as a child? Ringling Brothers did you in?
Yeah.
Really?
There's this one clown that like
Can turn
was all
this way.
happy and then like flipped over and there was like a scary clown underneath.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah,
At Ringling?
I think so.
Wow.
That's how I was like 4 or something like that.
So that did you in.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I was 3, and there was a clown that had like a water
Yeah.
thing, and it splashed me in the face. And
Can we listen to what she's saying, Madison? Thank you. Go ahead.
I apparently, like, for the next couple years as a
Yeah.
kid, would be like, the clown splashed me, mommy.
Oh,
And I
no.
would not-
Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah. That's terrible. How about you, Madison? Can you tell us?
I don't know. I just like them petrified of them. I
Yeah.
don't like them.
I know. I agree. But there are some really good clowns out there. I know I'm a jokester, and people say, well, you're a clown. I said, well, I don't consider myself a clown. I consider myself more of a, comedian, I guess.
Now,
Okay.
How did you get into developing the characters?
We went to school here, and we actually took a clown class that was like offered. It wasn't a part of the regular curriculum, but it was, like a extended, adult education or whatever. My mother saw it in the paper. She's like, hey, there's a clown class at Dallas. I'm like, great, I want to take that. She was kidding, So I know, I really want to take that. That sounds great. So we did, and the guy who taught it was the Ronald McDonald. I don't know if you've ever, he's the actual Ronald McDonald.
All right.
Yeah.
There's not one. Okay,
There's
three in the
many,
Baltimore,
okay,
Washington market.
yes.
There's like
So he was the
hundreds all
Baltimore-
over the world, but
Yeah. Right.
But yeah,
He was-
then there's a one that you see on TV. That's only one, but
Exactly.
this guy was the one that
Yeah.
taught us in the Baltimore, Washington area,
Exactly. Yeah.
and he was good.
So he's really
He's
good.
Same powder sock, the whole thing.
Yep, that's how we learned the
from
powder
him.
sock. And that was
And he's-
like opened up our whole, wow.
Because when we took this class, that we were actually in this class when we were in school here. My makeup professor never picked up a brush, never did a demo, didn't know anything about real professional makeup, never saw a powder sock, doesn't know what powder sock to use, doesn't know how to use it. Taught us all kinds of
Well,
wrong
she knew how to
things.
powder,
and
but we didn't
no,
do a
she
powder
did
sock.
not know the powder sock.
No,
And
not
she
the powder
taught us
sock, you're
all
right.
kinds of wrong things, and we were like, wait a minute, this is all wrong.
Now, wait a second.
Because the Ronald McDonald taught us the right way. Keep our makeup on.
I know. He did. We learned a lot of good stuff from him. So, yeah, so we just started developing our character from there. And we took mime class. They had mime class back then. We had a mime troupe. It was great. We really had a good time. Yeah. Okay, almost done.
And then, actually, the teacher for our mime classes was somebody named Marvine Lesky, who was the president here last year and
Close your eyes.
just recently
Yeah, she taught
left
us
the
mime.
job. So yeah,
Mhm.
we've known her for 32 years.
We
now.
did Macbeth in mime. How
With
interesting.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It
Isn't
was
that
really
cool?
pretty cool.
I know.
Was
It
pretty
was really
cool.
neat. It was fun. And we had a mime show, and I wish they would bring back some mime classes. I think
Yeah, we should teach them too.
yeah, it'd be fun. I would. I'd teach it.
We do it center stage every
We
summer.
do. Okay. So, oh yeah, I do right up here on your wrinkles, a little bit of wrinkles. Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's really the basis of all acting. And people think it's just mime, but it's something you'll use as an actor and as a performer about physical, acting, which I think is really important to have. Okay. So we've added a little bit of, let's see, how are you looking? Much scarier, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Let's blend that out a little bit more. Nasolabials, yes, thank you. Okay, so he's going to have on this bald
All right,
pate
so
of the Timoniac. So I don't need to go too far. You know, I don't need to really do the sagging cheek area. I'm just adding a little bit on here to make it a little more pointy, I think. There you go. Okay. Pretty good. I think that's, let me see, look this way. All right. Just want to darken that a little bit more. See, his eyes are very deep set, and to have these little lines, it's hard to see them. I do them on top of my eyes. Can see them a little bit better than on Steve. And I'm getting this little bit of fallout, so close your eyes. I'm just going to dust off any of the black that may have fallen down there onto him. Kind of blend that around there.
And all the black that you're filling in right now is the shadow, not the cream.
Exactly. It's just a dry, it's this dry powder. And just the shadow. And I don't know if I told you guys, but like I said, if you only had one thing to do, if you didn't have time to do highlight, you could just do the shadow, and that's going to really bring out, you know, your aging that you have. Okay. So,
all right,
let's
so
move
sometimes
on.
I forgot to show you this little trick. If you,
You all right?
I'm sorry. If you do the two powderings, and you have a lot of baby powder still on you, like it's in my hair and stuff, and sometimes it gets in your throat, you can.
Oh, the heck? Is this my strange addiction? Or?
It's better. Yes, that settles all that, you know,
Yes, delicious.
powder in your throat.
Over there, okay.
Oh yeah.
That cooler. It's in there. Andrew's like, what? Oh, powdery.
Okay, so yes, I did clean it out before
Not ammonia.
and I keep this one just for that gag.
Yes.
All right. So confused. That's
I am
good.
so confused.
All right, last parts of the Timoniac
Mm-hmm.
involve
Oh, yay,
the
yours
bald
and yours
pate.
We have it, yes.
We have everything.
The bald pate.
I was wondering how your ears came through.
Oh, we forgot to do his ears. He should do his ears white.
Oh well.
Forgot. Oh, well.
Epic fail.
Oops. Yes. See,
Let's
your
see.
ears show, so he has to do his ears, but he often forgets. Now, if you look at this, you know, the hair is kind of crazy, but if you do your research, when you're doing your research for clowns, you will find that, like, during Grimaldi's period, like the 1800s, this was, like, a really common design. Like, the three pointy hair, they had mohawks, they had some really crazy looking stuff, which is actually kind of cool. All right, this is really
my
messy.
hair.
Wow. Jeezy peasy. Got hair all over it.
Yeah, it's been
You
used.
take this off because you got powder all over this
Yeah.
jacket. Yeah.
Don't take
And-
that off.
And the ear, this hairs.
You're yelling in my ear now.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Should tuck your hair in.
It's
Yeah.
gonna kill
And do
me.
your ears. I've been trying, but you
Yeah.
just won't die.
I noticed.
You even eat the mushrooms. I don't know. Okay. That is scary. And they also have this classic, which, you know, call it Elizabethan ruff, you know, or collar, actually, not a ruff. And that's very period to that time. You know, this is really the scary part. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Ah. That is scary. Why are those teeth really creepy? Yeah.
Yeah, why are they so creepy?
Aren't they
Because they make me talk like that? Bring over the teenagers. They're delicious.
Oh my god.
All right.
There you go.
There's the
Timoniac.
Timoniac, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yay.
Almost lost my... I had my real teeth, but these are rented lips.